Welcome to COAS 100, Integrated Learning, Knowledge, and Analysis. This is the online equivalent of Ferris State University's freshman seminar, so this is for fully online students. I am Dr. Pavletic. I have been teaching here at Ferris State University for 6 or 7 years now. I am the program coordinator for the English bachelor's degree as well as the Integrative Studies Associate's degree. So some of you will be my advisees. Others of you will be working with other online programs. This class is designed to look at how you learn, why you learn, and what you learn in order to help you facilitate the successful achievement of both your academic and your long-term professional goals. So let me get a screen share set up so that way we can get into some of the meat and potatoes with respect to how this class is going to work, and hopefully to ensure that you will have a successful semester within this course. So you should be seeing our homepage for the COAS 100 course. When you log in and click on our class, you will be taken right here, and you should have gotten my first announcement, which brought you to this page where you clicked the button right here, the Let's Get Started button, in order to get to the welcome page and this video. So let's get started. First, in terms of this homepage, this right here has some easy links to get to the course syllabus, the course calendar, as well as some of the modules that have been created for this course, such as the basic information all the way down to the tutorials. But initially, I'm going to go ahead and click on this link. And I do want to make sure that I emphasize the fact that you look at the entire announcement. A lot of what you see here is going to reinforce what is in this video, but there is some additional information that this video does not explicitly cover. So make sure that you read through the entire, let's get started area. And once I finish creating this video, there will actually be a video right in here for you to click on. So going back to the home page, again, you can see that here are links to the different modules. Now, I want you to notice that when you click on an area, and I will primarily be focusing on this basic information area, it takes you directly into the modules area. So it's not its own separate little page, but it does hone in on a specific area to make navigation easier for you. Now, unfortunately, when I go into Canvas and I'm in the student view like I am right now, if I click on any of these links, it kind of laughs at me because I'm not really a student, and so it doesn't actually give me complete access. So I do have a few tabs that are preloaded in order to be able to show you some of the different elements that are available to you right away. We have the course calendar, the syllabus. There is a syllabus quiz that needs to be taken by the end of the first week, but you can have the syllabus open, the calendar open when you are taking these things, so you don't actually have to memorize anything. And then we have the technology bolts and nuts area, which I will touch on. So when you click on the link for the calendar, it will take you right here. And one thing that I do want to point out is the entire semester is laid out for you, which means that if you are somebody who likes to plan, you can put all of these deadlines, due dates directly into your calendar, whether it's a paper version, or if you're like me, I'm all about, either using Outlook or the Google Calendar, because I like having like electronic reminders. But you can get this all set up right away in order to help with time management over the course of the semester. Then going back to the modules area, if you click on the syllabus, it will take you to this document. Now, I am aware of the fact that this is a rather lengthy document, but you can blame that on previous students who discover loopholes that I have to close, which means that the document slowly gets longer. But again, it is a reference piece of material. I do not expect you to memorize everything that's on here, but there are certain elements, such as what is the policy with respect to late work, or other things that you are going to want to make sure stay firmly planted on your radar. So whether you have a checklist that you create, or you just really, reference this document on a regular basis, all of these policies will be listed out here in that respect. So going back to that home page, clearly we have an area for signing up for conferences. There are mandatory conferences, but you can also sign up for office hours. There are weekly activities. We do have a major assignment, and there's also the tutorial section. And I do recommend looking at the tutorial section. I do try to provide as many tutorials as I can think of, or areas where students had problems finding new ones as time kind of goes past. But again, if you can't find something here, try to use your Google Ninja skills and see if you can find a tutorial yourself. Going back to the basic information area, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the technology bolts and nuts section. First thing, when it comes to browsers, Safari, through Apple, Edge, through PC, are proprietary browsers, and they don't play well with a lot of programs. So I do recommend using either Google Chrome or Firefox, and I have links to both of those browsers right up there. Right now I'm currently using Firefox all the time, but I've done Chrome all the time. I kind of flip-flop depending on like what's happening. But one of those is going to be more solid than Safari or Edge. I would have to say, 90% of the time when a student contacts me and tells me this isn't loading, or I'm having problems with this other thing, it's because they're using Safari, because they're usually Mac users, sadly, or sometimes it is they're using Edge or Explorer. So that's going to be one of your primary things. Another thing I want to point out, that as a Ferris State University student, you have access to the full version of Microsoft Office. You have a version which is online. When you log into your MyFSU, you click on your email and it will bring up a set of menus on the left-hand side to give you access to Microsoft Office. But from that same area in the upper right-hand corner, there's an area where you can download the full version, the full app suite of Microsoft Office. And I have information on how to do that. Another thing that I would like to emphasize is the fact that I do not use Canvas notifications. If you go into the messages through Canvas and try to contact me, you won't get a response. I just don't use that. I'm not going to monitor, 5 different, communication systems. I go through Ferris's email. That is going to be the primary form of communication between me and an individual student. I use the Canvas announcements to send out information to the entire class. And occasionally, if I want to send out a notice to only certain students who maybe haven't submitted a particular assignment and I want to give them a nudge, I might send a notification through the gradebook. But if you reply to that notification, it goes through Canvas's messaging system, which means I won't receive it. So, if I say, hey, this is a poke, don't forget that you've got something due, and then you respond to it and I, don't reply, it's because it's going through the Canvas notices. So just make sure that email is me and another student, in terms of communication. Me to the entire class will be done through announcements. I really don't want anybody to use that messaging system through Canvas and then be very concerned that I'm not responding, because I do generally respond to emails within 24 to 48 hours. Unless it's the weekend, I do actually, leave my desk upon occasion, and do pay attention in the syllabus where it talks about, email etiquette, communication, things of that nature. Another thing that I would like to point out is that if you go in here to Canvas and click on assignments, it will have all of the assignments listed. You'll see that it says upcoming. It's got the due dates for the assignments. And I know that some students look at this and go, okay, I'm not going to check the calendar. I'm just going to use this in terms of when things are due. However, we do have 3 assignments that do not have a specific deadline. And the reason for this is they are directly connected to conferences I will have with you one-on-one. And these journal entries are not due until right before your conference, which is going to be an individual time. So I can't set a deadline for that. So if you are somebody who uses this as a check sheet, remember that down at the bottom, there are 3 things that do not have a deadline. I want to make sure that this is on your radar, so that there isn't any, well, I didn't know about it, I didn't see it, because you're being made aware of this. These things are listed on the calendar, which I showed in terms of a link. So don't just rely on this. Make sure you are also checking the calendar because as you can see right here, it says, as an example, journal number 2, that reflection is due prior to that conference. So make sure that you are checking all of those different areas. Another thing that I would like to point out is that there is a link right here for Zoom, and this is the link that you will use that when you are having conferences with me. Those are the mandatory conferences. If you book an appointment during my office hours, then that process will actually send you an email with an individual one-time only use Zoom room. So do make sure that you think about the fact that there is a distinction. Mandatory conferences, this is how you access that Zoom area. One-on-one meetings through office hours, you will get your own personalized Zoom link for that one-time meeting. Now, I would like to encourage you to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. There is a number that you can use to text me on the syllabus. You can always email me and I will try to respond as quickly as possible. And please don't hesitate to set up meetings with me. I love working with students. I'm happy to meet with you outside of the mandatory conferences. I am here to help ensure that you have a successful semester and hopefully get you started on a really solid path to achieving both your academic as well as your professional goals. I look forward to working with you, and please don't hesitate to contact me, as you will hear me say on a regular basis. Take care, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.